Welcome back to GEO and Tech. Today we're breaking down the latest economic numbers for the world's top 6 economies as per the International Monetary Fund's World Economic Outlook. We'll show you 3 key measures: nominal GDP, the market value of all final goods and services produced, unadjusted for price differences; GDP, purchasing power parity, or PPP, which adjusts for differences in price levels so you know what money can actually buy; gross national product, GNP, which measures the production by the nation's residents no matter where in the world they work. Let's dive in! According to the latest IMF data and supporting figures from international sources, United States, nominal GDP, $30.3 trillion, forecast for 2025, PPP, $25 trillion, GNP, $30 trillion. In the US, because domestic prices tend to be high, the PPP value is a bit lower than the nominal figure. Also, since income from abroad almost balances with payments made to foreigners, the GNP is very close to the GDP. China, nominal GDP $19.5 trillion, PPP $30 trillion, GNP $18.6 trillion. China's lower domestic price levels mean that when adjusted for purchasing power, its economy looks much larger than when measured by market exchange rates. Japan, nominal GDP $4.39 trillion, PPP $5.0 trillion, GNP $4.2 trillion. Japan's mature economy shows relatively similar values across these measures, reflecting stable domestic prices and balanced foreign income flows. Germany's nominal GDP stands at $4.92 trillion. The purchasing power parity, or PPP, is $4.9 trillion. And the gross national product, or GNP, is $4.7 trillion. Germany's figures are very close across the board, indicating a strong and stable economy. India's nominal GDP is $4.27 trillion. The PPP is a significant $10.4 trillion. Meanwhile, the GNP is $3.9 trillion. For India, the PPP adjustment more than doubles the nominal figure because lower domestic prices mean that each dollar goes much further. However, net income earned abroad is relatively modest, so the GNP is a bit lower than the GDP. The United Kingdom has a nominal GDP of $3.00 trillion. The PPP is $3.9 trillion, and the GNP is $3.7 trillion. The UK's measures are very similar, reflecting balanced economic activity and stable price levels. Note, the nominal GDP figures here are derived from IMF forecasts, while the PPP estimates adjust for local price levels to give a sense of true purchasing power. GNP values are generally very similar to GDP for these large developed economies because net income from abroad is only a small percentage of total production. Now let's quickly explain what these terms mean in everyday language. Nominal GDP is the total value of everything a country produces in a year at current market prices. Imagine you're counting all the cash transactions in your local store. This number can change if exchange rates fluctuate. PPP tells you how much your money can actually buy in that country. For example, if a cup of coffee costs $5 in one country but only $2 in another, the PPP adjustment helps you compare the real buying power. GNP measures the production of a country's residents no matter where they work. So, if an American works abroad and earns income, that income is added to the US GNP, even though it's produced outside the country, while earnings by foreigners within the US aren't counted. This helps policymakers and economists understand not just the size of an economy, but also the living standards and global economic connections of its people. By looking at these figures, nominal GDP, PPP, and GNP, you get a fuller picture of an economy's strength and how its residents fare in everyday life. The IMF's latest data shows us that while the US leads with a huge economy, countries like China and India reveal even more when you adjust for purchasing power. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more simple, yet in-depth economic insights, and leave a comment with your thoughts or questions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.